Hey guys, welcome to this YouTuber Extravaganza. So I have 6 people today I'm gonna be showcasing. Links to their channels and social media are gonna be in the description below, so make sure to check them out if you like the content they make. The links are organized by order of appearance, which by the way, it's not in any specific order, I just gonna jumble them up. This time around, I'm not gonna be intervening in the middle of each video because I want to focus the spotlight of the video itself onto these amazing creators which make incredible content, and they really deserve more subscribers that they have. They deserve more attention that they have. They really make incredible content, guys. So go check them out. And I'm sorry, I'm taking too much. Let's start with the YouTuber Extravaganza. Roll along with me with the Gobbo and the fiends.
Not so long ago, at a table far, far away, a party sat down to play D&D. Our intrepid group of adventurers returned from an arduous battle, having saved a rather famous opera singer from bandits. As they approached the settlement to gather their reward, they heard something on the horizon. The vile sounds of goblin war cries, and the roaring of flames in the distance. In typical early-level fashion, our adventurers found themselves plagued by goblins. But little did they know, within the destructive horde of goblins lay a hero in disguise. One little goblin with a heart of gold and a dream of something more. Their name they didn't remember, so they simply called themselves Gobbo. They'd found themselves entangled with a goblin warband as they approached the village. They didn't realize at the time that their friends were going to burn the place, raided for their new warband leader. Gobbo didn't like this idea and led them to a group of capable-looking heroes who could surely explain to them the error of their ways. Surrounded by fire, death, and injustice, he realized he made a mistake. He tried to communicate with the paladin, but unfortunately, he found himself slain. But there was a secret about this goblin, one that none of the party knew. They were eternal and immortal, and they would always come back for more. Every time they came back, they were more motivated to make friends with them and prove how much of a hero they are. The second time the party found them, they were fighting and hunting boars. The wizard strayed off the path and found themselves cornered by one, and the one person who came to their rescue was a strange small goblin again. The wizard, not caring for collateral, used his flaming hands once again. He set the goblin alight, the boar alight, and unfortunately, Gobbo died again. But it was in that death that he decided that someone of such power, such wisdom, there could only be one thing, his best friend. The third time Gobbo found them, the party discovered him defending a child from wolves, now donning armor fit for a hero and facing them all alone. The party decided they would help. When the battle was won, the party praised Gobbo, and Flint, the wizard, gave him his final gift and prize. He gifted him his own skull from one of his previous incarnations, which he dons now proudly as armor, along with a golden heroic cape. From then on, Gobbo shadowed his friends, made sure they were safe in the night. He watched over them when they slept. It's said that even now, after the party's own sad demise, he visits the site of their graves and makes sure they're safe always.
That was so beautiful. Oh my god. A hollow tail never fails to hit in the right spot. Oh, hey there. Oh yeah, I know I said I wouldn't interrupt in the middle of each video, but I can't avoid it, man. I just have to praise them at every turn. Hollowtail did a great job, and that story really hit me in the feels. I hope it hit you in the feels too, guys. Hold my hand. You can't hold my hand, this is a video. Anyways, next YouTuber, the amazing Shane. Roll along with me with the Gobbo and the fiends.
Thanks, Aiden. Now folks, this is a story of shame and regret, and karma. It starts near the end of an intense homebrew Pathfinder 1st Edition campaign. I was playing a wealthy elf sorcerer, and my companions at the time were a ranger, a fighter, a wizard, and a rogue. Pretty standard adventuring party. We were traveling through the abyss to fight and defeat the demon lord Orcus, before he could go through with his plans to invade the material plane. Now, we jumped to Orcus's abyssal keep, where we were fighting a large mob of these ape-like demon creatures with big mouths in their stomachs. One of them had the rogue grappled and was like munching onto him. My sorcerer was a pretty seasoned caster at this point, but I, Shane, was still learning the game, especially at these later levels. I saw my ally in trouble, and being out of the fray, I decided to do something drastic. I figured a lightning bolt would take care of this demon, and since it was a line, I figured the rogue would be safe. Some of you may be ahead of me here, but hold on, it gets worse. Thing is, I really wanted to make sure whatever demons got hit went down, so I pulled out a magic item that I'd recently come across called a Rod of Maximize. In Pathfinder 1st Edition, this item allows you to expend one of 3 charges and maximize the damage of one spell. That means every die that you're rolling for that spell is the highest amount possible. So, I thought this would be a great opportunity to test this bad boy out. Let's do it, yeah!
Hold still. I'll fry that demon to a crisp.
Wait, I'm being grappled right now. You'll hit me.
Don't worry, you're a rogue. You have evasion and a good reflex score. Besides, I'll use my merciful meta magic to make all the damage non-lethal anyway. Not to mention, I have pretty good aim. Oh. Oh, shit.
What the hell, man?
It was an accident. I thought he'd dodge out of the way. I didn't mean to hit him.
He was being grappled, dude. What did you think was going to happen?
Right, I'm sure you didn't mean it, but why did you use the rod to maximize the spell's power? Don't you think that was a bit overkill?
We're in the bloody abyss. The fate of the world is at stake here. Besides, I made it non-lethal.
He was a rogue, my guy. Not a lot of HP to begin with. Once enough non-lethal damage has been dealt to knock him out, the rest carries over as lethal.
Yeah, man, you really fucked up on this one.
I'm sorry, I just didn't.
Hey man, don't apologize to us.
I'm actually really, really sorry, man. I feel like such an asshole.
It's fine. Seriously, don't worry about it. I'll go make a new character.
You are a champion, man.
You were lucky it was his character you murdered. If it were me, I'd be pissed.
He honestly has every right to be.
60 lightning damage minimum, though.
Okay, yes, I get it. I suck. Can we please move on? A harsh lesson was learned, but it was only part 1 of 2. Shortly after that debacle, we entered the keep and came across a staircase leading underground. Usually our rogue would scout ahead. Well, that wasn't going to happen, so the sorcerer offered to do it instead, deeply wanting to atone for his misdeed. He cast invisibility and snuck downstairs, finding a long, narrow room with an open sarcophagus at the end, housing a regal-looking mummy. He popped back up at the dimension door and began to lead everyone else down the staircase. He led first about 20 to 25 feet ahead, so everyone was still behind him, slowly descending the staircase. He's still invisible, but the mummy began to stir anyway.
You dare disturb my slumber, mortal? Bro, I totally see you.
No, you don't. Where am I then? Lucky guess.
Dude, I'm like a homebrew mummy build, so I've got different abilities than you're used to.
Oh, that explains it.
Yup.
Huh. Friends, come at once! I'm in need of help! I doubt your fancy footwork can save you from lightning. How?
I've got levels in monk.
Fucking evasion.
And evasion ain't my only trick.
And with that fearsome display, my sorcerer was slain. Folks, this is a perfect lesson as to how acting recklessly can result in some pretty bad consequences. I've learned a lot from that sorcerer's mistakes, and by the way, the rogues player and I are still cool. Still, it's best not to get too excited about new magic items or new overpowered spells or whatever, and not to overestimate or underestimate others. Try to play as your character would, but remember, at the end of the day, it's a game. We all need to respect each other, not unnecessarily risk someone's good time just for a moment of personal gratification. Also, that mummy had a goddamn 30 in strength, so the rogues player and I both came back for the final sessions with the most min-max beefcakes we could possibly create.
Shane never ceases to amaze me with the quality of his work. He even got voice actors for this. That is incredible. Amazing work, Shane. Next YouTuber. Roll along with me with the kobolds and the fiends.
This is a smaller D&D story from my time with my rogue character, Corin. We had just left a mid-eastern type of city that had Dragonborn and Ganassi as slaves. And Corin was a Dragonborn, so you might understand how he was feeling during that time. The ship's captain traded with the leaders of the racist place, and they threw us a small feast. They allow us, who are the right race, to do whatever we like, including having some services be done. If you catch my drift. The leader said we were allowed to partake of any of these services as long as we didn't mess with his daughters. So, after the party and such, we leave on our ship the next morning. And the ship captain wakes up, and one of the ruler's daughters is in his bed calling him husband. So, we get introduced to her. Everyone not really feeling comfortable with this. Eventually, when Corin starts asking a question, she states,
"Whose pet is this?"
Corin, getting immediately offended, says, "I'm no one's pet. Outside of your place, we're equals." After another discussion Corin took part in, she says again to one person who is in this group,
"Are you his owner? You should teach him the right way to talk to people who are better than him."
Corin, still trying to be calm here, says, "I can take care of myself. I am no one's pet." At this point, Corin is starting to lose his patience with this lady. She says that she's happy to leave her home and keep her husband and such, but everyone is very much on the fence about having her stay on the ship, especially with a pissed off king father. Corin says he does not mind as long as she understands how roles work and that Dragonborn and Ganassi are not slaves here. She then says something along the lines of,
"Shut up, pet. This doesn't involve your opinion."
Note, all of this was building up with him seeing his people that have been castrated and chained up to be slaves, as well as the terrible way he was treated while there, all bubbles up to the surface at this point. Corin slaps the lady hard across the face and says, "Quit calling me a slave, you racist wench!" At this point, the whole table was freaking out, because they have never seen Corin act like this before. They were like, "Oh shit, that's awesome," or "Oh shit, we need to stop this before it gets too out of hand." The woman says,
"You know what? I don't have to take this. I'm a princess."
She touches her chest and casts Fly on herself. Apparently, she is a high-level spellcaster. She tries to fly off the ship, and because Corin is pissed, he tries to shoot an Eldritch Blast at her, which she counterspells. Corin just yells at her as she leaves, "You know what? I wish I did kill your dad!" And then she just flies away. And that's the story of how Corin lost his shit against a racist woman. Thank you, Aiden, for allowing me to be part of this project, and thank you to Flyingfoxgirl for doing the voice of the lady. I hope you guys enjoyed.
This collab is getting so meta that even the collab people are collabing with each other. It's getting super confusing and I love it. I love it. Okay, this was amazing content. Thank you so much, DarkStone. Thank you so much. Okay, next YouTuber. Roll along with me with the kobolds and the fiends.
So recently I was looking through some of my old character sheets and found a bunch of out-of-context quotes I had written down on the back of them. And after looking through them and realizing that these kind of summarize how absurd D&D inside jokes happen between you and your fellow party members in your group, I thought, hey, why not put a bunch of them into this video? So here's a bunch of out-of-context quotes from our D&D games. Can I throw the goblin again? Where did you get all those graham crackers? What, your god doesn't give you chests of graham crackers when you see them? There's a high priest, which means there's a high god. Who's the high god? Snoop Dogg. I have a plan that involves 2 words. Dimension door. I thought you were gonna say disintegrate, dude. I used the power of finger guns and now I'm somehow buds with the goddess of death. I piss his pants. You what? I use prestidigitation and I piss his pants. Yeah, no, I got that, but did I stutter? Why don't I get a visit? What the hell, God? How do I turn off these candles? There's not a switch on them. I abused the ring toss system, and now it's an anarchy. He's a baby! He's a monster! His name is Tabasco! Remember that one night we got together and scarred the bard for life? I didn't forget! You attempted to see the real color of magenta and passed out. We should kill that one. He has a weird hole. I don't trust him. Not Dementio from Super Paper Mario again! Cause of death. Bank cell. Joke's on you, you foolish fools. I threw myself down the stairs before you could even think to push me down there. Why do you have an herbalism kit? I look down and write one thing in my journal. What the fuck? The DM is always RIGHT. Wrong.
Oh god, out of context D&D quotes are amazing. Especially this one. Tori, you did great. I hope everybody is appreciating this high art. And anyways, next YouTuber. Roll along with me with the kobolds and the fiends.
I think anyone who's into D&D has had a period of time where they didn't really know anybody else to play with. And if you're one of those lucky people who never had that problem, well, I don't know, good for you, I guess. But I feel like I'm not incorrect in my assumption that most people struggle to find a good role-playing group at one point or another. A few years ago, I ran into this problem big time. All of my friends had either lost interest in the game or had gotten way too busy to play. Oh, look at you guys with jobs and vacations and a social life, and when are we supposed to beat up a tunnel full of gnolls when you guys are out there taking care of yourself? After a while, I decided to start attending a weekly function at a local comic book store called Adventurers League. Some of you may have heard of it. Adventurers League is basically when a bunch of people get together to play a D&D module. It's an actual thing run by Wizards of the Coast. I'm not going to get into it and pretend I know things about it, because I don't. That Sunday, I showed up with my character sheet all bright and shiny and new to all of this, and only to find out that they were all like level 20, and this just so happened to be their last session of the module. Before the session started, we had talked about our mutual love and appreciation for the Adventure Zone, so the DM printed up and handed me Magnus's character sheet. Now, this was years ago, so I don't remember which module they were running, but there were a lot of really interesting interactions that followed. First, I was plopped right in the middle of a group of veteran D&D players and unceremoniously fumbled my way through a roleplay scene. Not the most natural of situations when your entrance into the campaign is, "Hey, Magnus Burnsides is here!" Like, oh, have fun. I guess in an attempt to make me feel a bit more comfortable, the guy immediately next to me struck up a conversation in character with me. He looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Would you like to see my 7 coffins?" Oh yeah, we're in the good timeline. Turns out, this group had 3 bags of holding and were affectionately known as the Group of Holding. And this small little kobold man with a gun went around stealing coffins from crypts. And that was it. Lastly, we had a big boss fight with a giant dragon. The dragon immediately cast fear on everyone, and none of us could advance, so not a great time or place to be a tank. The magic users were kind of our only saving grace in this fight. The airship cannons and angry kobold man with a big gun next to me didn't hurt either. I, on the other hand, kept failing my saves to try and shake off the fear effect, and after a while of shooting generally ineffective arrows, I decided it was time to take drastic measures and go for, admittedly, a bit of a loophole. Hey, you said that we have the fear effect as long as we're within the dragon's line of sight, right? Yeah. Could I, and I know this is a stretch, but theoretically, could I turn around, hide behind that rock so I'm out of the dragon's line of sight, close my eyes, and pretend I don't see it? And then I could have advantage on my saving throws for that round. You know what? Magnus is so stubborn, that might just work. I'll allow it. He knew I was new to all of this, so he wanted it to be fun for me, because that was such a stretch of a move. But I managed to shake off the fear effect and get back into the fight. After that, we beat the boss, finished the campaign, and that was my first time at Adventurers League.
This story was so wholesome. I loved it. It's refreshing in this world of sharing bad D&D stories, you know, like sad or horror stories. Having a story where everything is so wholesome and nice, it's really refreshing. And Madi is a great artist, as you have seen. Anyways, next YouTuber. What am I doing with my hands? You can't see me. Roll along with me with the kobolds and the fiends.
Here's a riddle. What does starting a D&D campaign and real life have in common? You're always poor. You're so poor, you either choose between spending your 5 gold on a tavern room or drowning in 25 gallons of ale, thus speedrunning your inevitable death in the hands of a cruel god. But there is another god, a more powerful god than that of the DM. The dice gods. So, what do you do when the only established party member with a house evicts you? Well, you get yourself some dice loaded with the power of the Lord. You can't sit here. Actually, Megan,
I can.
Step 1. Make a survival check. Oh my god! Step 2. Become mountain men in 10 minutes. Step 3. Make a 2-story house out of mud and sticks in your neighbor's backyard. Have your bard forge a deed. Congrats, now there are no property taxes. Final step, give it a good name. It's beautiful. Hey, Kavi? Yeah? I have the perfect name for it. What is it? Ah! It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Nothing quite says platonic friendship like avoiding taxes by building a house with your homie. Every day is for the boys in D&D.
Wow, that financial advice was so good, I actually became the richest person in all of North America. And I'm not even North American, my dudes. But yeah, the Flyingfoxgirl, her content is incredible, her art is amazing, and she is hilarious. She is very, very funny. That was amazing. Everybody did such a great job, and I hope you guys, the viewers, really like what you saw. These people work so hard and they make such an amazing content. They have so much passion for what they do. So do please check them out. Go see their stuff. Please follow them. If you've been looking for more D&D content to gobble up, they are the perfect people. So yeah, thank you so much for everybody that watched. Thank you for everybody that participated on this. I wasn't expecting so many people to just join up and add a little bit of their unique kind of brand into this just kind of collab spotlight video. So yeah, go check them out. Amazing content creator. Description has all their links, so go there. Thank you for watching, guys, and bye bye. I'll leave you with a little song. Okay. Roll along.